Then he says, this teaching of a mystery God enslaves the mind of the ignorant. Let's stop right there. He says in the lesson, we're a slave to mental death. He didn't say we're a slave to white people. We're a slave to mental death and power, because the mind is the power of the brain. Thought is the energy behind the brain. The brain is a repository, but the thought is the energy. That's why the minister said, the way you think, if you think right, that's medicine. So if you think right and that's medicine, what is it when you think wrong? See, these people, their nature was bent. And the minister have shown us, if you take a container and put one up and take another one and bend it and pour water in each one, the water got to take on the form of the container that it's going in. So you can take religion and pour it in the original people, and you're going to get an honest response from them. But you give them religion, and it's going to bend. And they bent it, and as we're getting teachings now that's straightening us out, it's straightening them out. Look at the documentary on the black church. They go all the way back to slavery. And they show the church with the, they stand over us with a shotgun to make sure the preacher ain't preaching nothing that'll unite the slaves. And so even when we were thinking of doing some things, and you have to read the books on slave revolts and mass exodus of slaves, we had to talk in code. So we wrap code up in what's called gospels. So now you under the tree singing down by the riverside. But that's code language. That's where we're going to meet before we leave. See, we still got the gospels, but we done forgot the code. We forgot why we even made the gospels. So we don't live it. It's a show now. And we've been removed from many of the things that we tried to do to break free. So mystery God teaching, it puts us in a state of mental death, and guess what? We end up ignorant. See, in physics, ignorance is comparable to darkness. So a room like this can be completely dark until the light switch goes on. What happened to the darkness? It was dispelled. It can't compete with the light. Are you following now? It's erased. So when knowledge comes, ignorance is erased. Well, I thought y'all was here to fight the white man. We're here to fight the ignorant state. Once we come awake, the white man becomes the least of our problems. But once we come awake, we his number one problem. Not because we black, but because of what we've come into now. And it started with black. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the thought of God coming into existence, it was in a triple black environment. He said, and so he was colored with the thing that he was in when he was bringing himself into existence. See, you get colored by the thing that you in. That's why when you go to not hang out with your group on the street and you want to hang out with God and the righteous, he gives you chores that he wants you doing daily. Why? Because when you begin to absorb something, pretty soon everything in your life starts in a magnetic way. It gets pulled into that. If I hang on the street where we're just doing drugs and drinking and stuff, that's where my money's going. When I put it in my pocket to come out, it's for the purpose of anteing up. Get what we like to do, right? The clubs, it's for the purpose. I'm going to get some Glad rags to wear to the club. All of your money is invested in where you hang out. But once you're in Islam and you hanging out with the righteous, Savior's Day gift shouldn't be no problem. Once you're with the righteous, black people are spending $1.3 trillion every 365 days. The economic multiplier in the Jewish community is between 13 and 21. So that $1 turns over in that community when you have an economic multiplier at least 13 to 21 times. That means a Jewish person owned it, but they end up spending it with a Jewish person. Yeah, I'm not mad at them for doing that. And then they end up spending it with a Jewish person. They get their clothes cleaned. That's another Jewish person. They get the eggs. That's another Jewish person. And it's turning over. But in the black community, there's no economic multiplier. So the dollar in a black man or woman's hand, it's gone on Monday before your coffee break. You might get a coffee break at 10:30 a.m. You start at 9. By 10:30, you're having a coffee break. The dollar's gone. So with no dollar turning over, I mean, we're messed up. So anyway, we have to see that ultimately there's going to be an economic impact from the way we think. And the way we think got shaped deeper than anything. Richard Allen found that out. Let's go worship. From what we got in history, he came to worship. White people was like, nigga, you better go up there with all them that's with you. You can't worship Jesus Christ around us. We thought he loved everybody. Yeah, but we done edited that. We edited Jesus, we edited the scriptures, we everything. You nigga, you go sit up in the balcony. And Richard Allen took all the black people with him and they marched out. And he built Mother Bethel over there. Absalom Jones did the same thing in this city. I'm just trying to show you it's in religion. You running there for refuge. You know, and this is where the whole thing started.